dude's an asshole, man. That dude's an asshole and he knows it.
From the mean streets of Brooklyn to the rough neighborhoods in Boise, Idaho, we now present the Goonberg Report. What I want to talk about is how black folks let Ray Rice down. You know, not that I didn't expect much out of him, and not that I can say that I was disappointed, because that's par for the course. But I'm going to talk about how Ray Rice, the black community overall, was a sham on this issue. How a lot of you, once again, the liberals, put the slave ship and y'all hopped aboard and y'all went to that plantation called, destroy a black man, a black person. And now I'm about to go in on y'all. Alright, what I want to talk about is purely factual. All you can do is get mad at me. You can't, I know you'll come with the usual Negro litany of excuses. Some of you will try to justify anything, but what I'm giving you is pure factual data. You can look this up. Now, we all know the situation with Ray Rice. The aftermath of it was that a lot of us were doing videos. Even I did 2 videos. I did videos coming from the standpoint of the punishment. Because everything else was taken care of. A lot of you, and here's the problem I have with a lot of you. A lot of you did videos about what happened in the elevator after TMZ released this report. Now, mind you, this was 5 to 6 months after the fact, when the league had the tape, and when this tape was released to the mainstream media. I seen this when it first leaked. We've all seen this. There was not a big uproar. What happened was, once the league went through their motion and said, "Well, wait to see what the court and this and that," it was cool. So he did what happened. He went to court. His wife, whatever, they married, and the aftermath of that. And we got his 2-game suspension. Well, then all of a sudden, TMZ leaks the same video out. This was slick on TMZ's part. They leaked the same video that was leaked to the mainstream media that they showed you 6 months before. And what they did is they leaked the video out, except it was a more of a detailed view. And all of a sudden, these liberal groups, now, like I said, I don't believe in beating on women, but I do believe in the law of preservation. Fight or flight. If some chick got a Mossberg shotgun under my chest and I can't get away, well, it's game day. And any other guy that says any otherwise is lying. But back to the lecture at hand. When TMZ just blew the picture up and showed more detail of it, and he didn't really clock her if you look at it. It was more like a push, like one of them push punches. But if you look at the situation, the black community, I'm going to use the black community as a whole, but don't give me that. I shout out to the people who didn't fall for this. But the black community as a whole, your leaders and everybody, fell for it. They came out and all of a sudden there was a big uproar against the Baltimore Ravens. How could you let this man play on your football team? Mind you, 6 months later, after the second video was shown on TMZ, everybody had this tape. But black people, as par for the course, they went along with the women's groups and the Democrats. Al Sharpton tap dance. Jesse Jackson was nowhere to be found because there was no money involved. And they roasted Ray Rice. Again, I don't believe in hitting women, but I do believe in self-preservation. Now, back to the lecture at hand. After all this, the storm was cleared. After the liberal groups and the black community as a whole destroyed it. And that's why I made my 2 videos, because I was pissed off at good Negroes. And a lot of you are just no fucking good. And when I made my video, I made it from the standpoint of the punishment, where it was double jeopardy. What happened? All the other mess that happened, his wife forgave him. They moved on with their life. But no, knowing you Negroes, you like to stir the shit up because you know why? Because most of your lives are failures. And what happened was, all of a sudden, Ray Rice became this, convicted madman who just beats on women every day. And like I said, the black community, you had one or two things to do. The obvious one was to say, well, why did you guys wait till 6 to 8 months to, handle this whenever they had a court proceeding and the first video showed the same thing? This is what you would think black folks would say. But then again, like I said, I give them too much credit sometimes. What should have happened was, and that's what should have happened. You should have said, well, why are you going through this whenever 6 months ago there was no out? I mean, when it first happened, there was a modest outrage, but it wasn't like it was 6 months later. Well, how dare he? And did you see that video? I'm like, I saw the video 6 months ago. So did you guys. But once, like I said, black folks had to jump on the slave ship. It was truly disappointing to me because, well, then again, I never expect much because that's what you get. You don't get much out of them. They hop in, like I said, they just let their liberal slave man. What they do is the liberals pull their slave ship up and you'll hop on board. As long as you get an Obama phone and some welfare, and get some cornbread and a couple of eggs, you're happy. Excuse me. So that's the standpoint I'm coming from. Like I said, all the videos being made, like after that TMZ video, was bogus about him hitting women, because you didn't make none of those videos 6 months before when it happened, when you should have been pissed off. But then again, the right to vote's coming up, or your voting time, and there are going to be black people who don't know about the Supreme Court striking down sections 4 and 5 of the Civil Rights Voting Act, who are going to get mad because they get turned down for voting. This proves that black folks as a whole are always 6 to 8 months behind on everything. And they always, well, in this case, they didn't miss the boat because it was a slave ship. I'm out of here. Peace.